Okay.
Okay,
There
so
we go.
we're just setting up the stream
YouTube
to go
stream.
on YouTube.
Live.
Live there any minute now.
Okay, we're live, Carl, so
Okay.
keep that in mind.
You're just about live.
Just about.
Let's see. Where's my? Oh yeah. Let me.
Okay, now you need to mute that.
Yeah.
Just turn the volume all the way down.
Yeah. Mute. Okay. Sorry. That was because I had two things going at once. And where's?
You are now live on YouTube. Even
Where
though
do
you're
I
not live on
put
Zoom yet.
the?
Let's do this.
Edit. Edit.
Yeah, okay. We got like 1 minute or something.
Okay. Well, I can go ahead and make the Zoom live. Okay, I'm gonna admit everybody from the waiting room, and I'm going to enable the waiting room.
Okay.
Okay, well, hi everybody who's out there. Welcome to Slow Jam Fizz. I'm super excited about having Erynn Marshall and Carl Jones do today's session. Erynn and I share a particular passion for West Virginia and Kentucky tunes. So I'm assuming we'll hear some of that. And I put in my announcement, Erynn, I think when we met you was at Melvin Wine's 85th birthday party.
That was amazing. I
Amazing.
remember so
You
many
must have been-
of you guys at Melvin's house or different jams with Melvin.
Yeah.
I do remember the amazing birthday parties in Sutton. And I
Yes.
think one of my scariest memories was once they asked me to carry his cake down the stairs of that theater, and it was huge. It was like the biggest, and I was terrified I was gonna have some calamity with that birthday. Those were great times, the
Yeah.
Sutton, West Virginia birthday celebrations.
All right, well, take it away. I'm going to mute myself, and unless there's something important, I will stay muted.
Oh boy, well.
Right.
Hey everybody, it's so nice to be part of the Fizz Jam. And howdy to all our friends in California and other places.
All over. Yeah, it was...
Thanks for joining in. And tonight, Carl and I are broadcasting from the farmhouse we just moved into. We just bought an old farmhouse from 1900 in Hillsville, Virginia. So we are now residents of Hillsville. And for those of you who know Betty Vornbrock, great fiddler, and Billy Cornett, guitar player, they're our neighbors. They're 1 mile away. So it's a real treat.
They may be behind these curtains. We don't know. They're close. They're close by.
So anyways, it's really nice to be with you tonight. And we thought it would be fun to play some tunes in the key of C. That key is sometimes shunned, and it shouldn't be. There's a lot of really easygoing C tunes, and I thought it would be great for us to do some of those accessible C tunes, and then also take some of maybe a few more of those complicated ones, but slow them down to a really nice pace. So yeah, jam along, and I hope we have a wide variety of instruments joining us tonight. Carl's going to play the guitar and maybe some mandolin.
Maybe. We'll
Maybe
see.
he'll sneak in a mandola tune.
I hope so. Yeah,
So warning, if you're a mandolin player, that if you see him with the black mandola, that his fingering won't be the same as
That'll
yours
be,
on the
yeah.
mandolin.
Yeah, they'll figure that out. This lower sounding, but a great instrument. So what do you want to start with? They're gearing up. They're getting in C now. They're getting their C-ness ready. If you're playing D a lot, just sit on a lower stool, and about a step lower, and you'll be in C. That'll be good.
Well, let's see.
Sounds good.
How about why don't we do Sawyer's Ate the Woodchuck?
Okay.
Wonderful tune,
Try that.
key of C, and from John Sawyer from Kentucky.
All right.
And I think that is one of the most easygoing C tunes out there. So let's start with that.
Right behind you.
So that A part is
That's
just
pretty.
really scalular. It's
Very
walking down the scale, starting from
beautiful.
the G note on the D string, the third finger, and then the B part.
gonna be
if
us.
you haven't played a lot of C tunes, and I know many of you have,
Oh, yeah.
try this one out. This is a great C tune, and you can just play it in a jam session and tell everybody that it's easy to pick up, and you'll build some confidence and get some more C tunes played out there.
All right.
Okay,
I'm going to take your advice.
here we go. One more. Oh, that's pretty now.
That's a beautiful. That's quite melodious, I would say.
It is. It's a beautiful version of it of that tune with
Yeah.
with a unique melody. That's quite different from other versions of that tune in different keys. So hope you enjoyed that from John Sawyer.
It's beautiful. And chords are subjective, so I apologize. I'll subject you to the chords I play on these, and so there's a lot of ways to do them. So feel free to ignore them or do other things, or what can you say? They're subjective. That's all I'm
There's
saying.
more than one right way.
They're a can of worms.
Carl always makes the tune sound pretty beautiful. So
Hunting and pecking mostly, but that's part of the fun. Chords are an adventure, that's for sure.
yeah, we just had our 8th wedding anniversary in the last couple days, and
You should have told me.
it's not, he's a wonderful person in many respects, but far down the list of amazing things that he's good at, I'm very much grateful for that wonderful guitar playing.
Well, that's very nice of you to say. Thank you very. I'm appreciative of many of your multifaceted talents. Fiddling is one of them for sure.
Okay, so moving right along.
Okay.
Let's see. One of the tunes that's most well known in the key of C is Billy in the Low Ground.
Billy in the Low Ground. Okay.
And there's a lot of notes in this tune, but I know many people are familiar with it.
Okay.
Let's take it at a moderate pace. And mine's probably a bit of an amalgam of different versions.
Before you start, I was going to say, if you're guitaring out there, feel free to capo up on the 5th fret and play out of G is a fun way to play in C also. So if you want to try something different than I'm doing, that's always a fun thing to try. So who knows? I may try that in a minute too, just to mix it up. So, all right, Billy in the Low Ground.
Yep.
Okay. settling into C nicely, I think.
Yeah, yep.
What better way than the A minor that takes you around through the sadness back into the happy field.
Yeah,
The low ground, yeah.
absolutely. If you play that, that C arpeggio, that C chord, that just calibrates you into this chord,
Sounds good to
to
me.
this key. Or
Especially if you're
gear,
in
as some of the old fiddlers would call it. Say the
Sure.
gear of C.
That's true. Well,
How about a
everybody's
little
out
Wes
there.
Muirs? Would you treat us on the mandolin on that one?
Let's see the mandolin. We'll see how it's. I did tune it earlier. We'll see how it's if it's happy in the happy field or not. We'll find out. The mandolin is it lets you know right away how happy it is when you pick it up. It's from a C chord, so we'll see.
Sound pretty good.
That's pretty good. But people love the sound of a tuning mandolin. We know that. Wouldn't be a mandolin if you didn't have to tweak it ever so slightly. Okay, we'll try a little bit of Wes Muirs tune. It's a lovely, a very great tune on the mandolin, and I suspect good on the banjo.
It's great on the fiddle.
Great on the
and,
fiddle, okay.
It's great on every instrument, I think.
I think it's most known for the didgeridoo. That's the big hit. You have to look that up. It's hard to find. It's not on YouTube. It's a different tube, but you can find it. It is a tube, the didgeridoo. So here we go. Wes Muir. There we go. We're solving so many things here. We're going down many avenues or alleys. Here we go. Wes Muir's tune. My favorite part. One more time. Ooh, Wes Muir. That's a beautiful tune. So it falls on the mandolin nicely when you're getting used to doing double notes, some harmonized scales, some people might call them. So I love
Hi.
it.
Some people say they're having a little trouble hearing you, that maybe we turned down the gain too much before.
Okay. I
Okay,
can-
one
well, yeah,
second.
no,
Just a
like-
tiny bit. Do it
the
just a
mic
little
I
bit,
turned
because a little can go a long way.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
Okay.
We don't want to start out perfect. You know, perfection's, you don't want to start with perfection.
Oh, perfection is overrated.
I've never really achieved it, but I've heard of it.
Okay,
See if that's better. Is that,
it will be a little higher. Let's
it'd be a little
just
higher,
carry
okay.
on.
All right, what would you like to do next? Still in the
How about a little Rocky Palette? That's always
Rocky
a fun
Palace, a
one.
great one, yeah, sure.
A lot of people play Rocky Palette.
It's a great one.
And the second part. And kind of folds into a continuation of that. And I'll do that again. So the last part's notey, but know that you can leave notes out. You don't have to play them all. So play the main pillar notes of the tune and feel free to leave notes out. You know, the best variations for me, my favorite variations are where I leave notes out and I just hang on some of the main notes, and you can really make them sing.
Well, there's an art to that, and if you're sleeping on a rocky pallet, you know, your body finds the way to finagle around those rocks. You know, they find the smooth spots. You can nestle into the smooth spots. I like to believe.
So let's start this one a little slow.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, sometimes I love playing these slow and groovy, but certain tunes like that one I've only ever played fast. So sometimes it takes me a second. I had a couple of notes that went off the tracks just because I've never played it slow, but it's actually kind of fun and it's good. You know, it's funny when you play tunes fast. Sometimes you can just go on autopilot.
Sometimes the muscle memory is way ahead of the brain. But, it's fun to challenge ourselves. I was playing slow. I love playing slow. I've tried to slow Erynn down for a long time, but unsuccessfully.
I love playing tunes slow too.
slower
That's not
jam
true. One tune that's easier, has less notes, and I think I can conjure it up. That's My Rabbit, My Dog Caught It.
I love that one.
See if I can remember how that one
I bet
goes.
you could just think about dogs and rabbits, and it'll come to you.
If you get this little...
I love that one. I have some Fizz while she shows us this.
Then you're really going to get through that whole B part.
That's kind of the jumpy part. I think the rabbits, somebody's
That's
jumping.
the
Dogs or
chase
rabbits.
part. This
they're
is
jumping
kind of
right
a bit of a hunting tune, I think. It has that kind of chase
Oh,
element to it.
there. It's a great tune. I like that.
Okay, so
I
that's
think
the
she's
B
ready.
part. That's the fast part. So if you can do that, you're going to have no problem with the A part. Okay, That's My Rabbit. This one comes from the Walter family in Kentucky. And it's a beautiful field recording. Look it up on slippery-hill.com or
That's
wherever you
great.
find your great field recordings. Digital
What's it?
Library Appalachia has a lot of Kentucky tunes as well. And it's one of the few field recordings that has piano,
some
old-time
great
music
piano,
with
yeah.
piano. And the piano comes in for a little bit and then it drops out and then it comes back in again. And I just love it. So
Well, I can see, I'm a little older than Erynn, so I go back to the LP. I see the LP in my mind. I don't see the
really?
the digital. I see the New World Records, with a
wanna
label or
find,
something. I see the label and I can sort of see the covers or something.
I want to find
So
that
now what can
record.
you
I
do?
had lots of records too,
I should have bought
I
a
still
should have bought a
have
record
one.
player years ago. That would have been so helpful.
We have a
Just looked at
thousand
them. I
records.
looked at them. I did. Should have bought a record player. Shucks. Okay.
Yes.
Little
Okay.
humor, very little. Here we go.
So,
Okay.
that's how this one's going to start. often at jams. And
Well, I don't know.
I think it's a great jam tune myself.
It's a great jam tune.
And
yeah.
we don't hurt any rabbits here because we're both vegetarians.
No, we don't. I don't know. We've seen very many rabbits around here. have we?
Big fans of rabbits.
We have seen a bear, which is a lot bigger than a rabbit, and
Wild turkeys.
wild turkeys.
A lot of wild turkeys.
And a groundhog we hadn't seen lately, but a whopper of a groundhog out there in the backyard usually.
We call our groundhog, or the groundhog that lives here before us, Whopper.
He's a big one.
He's thriving.
He's a prize winner, I think. We hadn't seen him lately, but he'll be back. He's eating all the time. Eating the garden, so he's got to wait for the
That's
garden
all right.
to come back. You know, he's moved on, and he'll be back when the garden's back. So that's what we think may be correct. But that's a great tune. I love tunes with slow melodies. You know, that part has that slow moving melody. I'm always attracted to slowness. I don't know why, but
Which
we
is
will
funny
say
because he
no more.
talks fast.
I talk fast. Yeah,
Southerners, I thought, talk slow, but not Carl Jones.
that's what Rafe Stefanini told me one time. He said I talk very fast for a slow person.
I'm going to throw a tune at you that's a little more challenging right now
Okay.
because it's a wonderful tune. I learned it from Melvin Wine, and I think it's fun to play.
Okay.
And he always would ask me to play this tune. I think for all the different people that used to visit him a lot, we would learn tunes from Melvin, and then it seems like each one of us, he liked to ask us to play a certain tune or maybe a few tunes. But one of the ones, every time I saw him, Melvin would say, play that Black Cat in a Briar Patch. And it's half in the key of C and it's half in the key of G. I think it starts on the C. I started on the C part. People
Okay.
start on different parts. And I don't think it matters.
I'll
whether
do that
you-
too then.
Yeah, which part you want to start a tune on. And I just for
It
show
varies.
and tell, I thought I would.
Oh, show and tell
Yeah.
time. Oh boy,
I
this is
was-
going to be good.
We're
What's he
going
got
to be
here?
teaching at Augusta just this coming week in
That's
West
true, coming up
Virginia.
pretty soon. Oh, yeah, I
And
remember.
when I was there a few years ago, Mark
Okay.
Crabtree gave me this beautiful photo
Try to
of
de-glare it
Melvin.
there if you can turn it a certain way with glare maybe.
And that's a lovely photo that Mark Crabtree took of Melvin that I just love.
That's a beauty.
He gave it to me, all framed and everything,
That's pretty nice. Yeah.
or matted.
He looks very, very content and happy there
He was such
with
a
his fiddle.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
And okay, here's what I look like back in my wild
Oh,
youth
boy.
when I used to dye my hair black. But that's me and Melvin back
That's
in
a
the
great- That's a
day.
classic picture there. That's a
And
classic.
sorry about the glare, but
Yeah, experiment with the tilt. there.
Neil Menchel took this picture and gave it to me at Melvin's funeral. And he took many, many pictures and gave them to all of us. And I bet Maxine and Brendan have some from then too. And it
bet.
actually made a sad occasion kind of sweet because everyone was showing off the different photos that they were given of their time with Melvin. And so, anyways, I just wanted to share a couple of those with you.
She may have more later. We'll see.
And so,
Just the other day,
yeah.
I found some more pictures of him, including you.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Wonderful. Well, pictures are fun. Yeah, we were going through wedding pictures a while back. We got hundreds of them, so it's fun to relive and recount.
Yeah.
You know.
It's wonderful to look at old
Photographs
photos.
are-
Great time to, maybe that's a good winter project for all of us, right? You know, we all have media and we all have old photos, and you know, I'm not very good at making albums and things like that, but I'm going to try. And if you just pull out a few,
Scrapbooks or whatever, yeah.
it starts to inspire you
Sure.
to do those projects. So that might be a good project if you got old field recordings that need to be converted into to digital or anything like that, or you know, that's a good thing to do when winter rolls along.
I'm guilty. I got a lot of things that could be scrapped.
Carl
A
has
lot of things that could be put
everything.
in
He
a
has,
scrapbook.
you know, I have records and I have tapes and even a few 8-tracks, and I have collected some wax cylinders and 78s. But Carl has everything back to reel.
Sure, reel to reel is
And he didn't
still good.
label anything, so that's
Well,
always a
I was
challenge.
not a great laborer. I don't have any wire recordings, so at least I'm not that bad.
No
I don't have
wire recordings.
Wire recordings. I wish I did, but I don't. So, there we go.
Our friend Stephen Haley, Ed Haley's grandson, is trying to unravel a knotted wire recording of an Ed Haley tune. Someday we'll hear it.
He may have succeeded by now. It's been a while.
But back to West Virginia.
Yes. Okay.
Melvin Wine.
Black Cat in the Briar Patch. Okay, I'll try. Okay.
And I am playing a C chord fiddlers. If you want to throw that low C chord in there. I'll just do it once. G. Let me play that up to speed so I make sure I remember it right before I slow it down.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
And then back to the C part.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds
Black cat in a briar patch, and he'd always say that in that high voice of his. Black cat in a briar patch. So I know if Melvin was here, he'd make me play this for you. Okay, here goes.
Okay.
about that tune that I just kind of remembered was, I learned that from Melvin. This just goes to show that just, these old fiddlers, they didn't actually play things the same way all the time in their own lives. And so I learned that tune. Like that from Melvin. But he made a recording of that tune where he went. But later on, when I met him, he was playing that tune slightly differently, so I learned it that way. And then after he passed away, and a number of years went by, that I found that everyone was playing it like the recording, and so I actually had to go to the recording and learn to go. So now I mix up those two different ways of playing that A part. The way he showed it to me firsthand and from the recording. So I figure you can go either way on that.
Fiddlers, they change the way they play. If they play a long time, they're going to do different little maneuvers in there.
And I always
pick your favorites.
I always like to mention this one tiny story of Melvin, but he had a minor heart attack when he was about 92, and I came down from Canada. And Chris Cool was with me. We went to the hospital to see Melvin, and by then he was doing pretty good. He was sitting up in the bed, and he was in pretty good spirits. And we kind of snuck in there with our instruments, and we closed the door. But the nurses figured out what we were up to, and they said, "Open up the doors," And so we played Melvin some tunes, and then it didn't take too long. But the nurses came back with these little crumpled up pieces of paper. And they were requests from the other rooms. And down in Charleston, West Virginia, at this time, I think there was a lot of people in there that knew fiddle music. Many had grown up with it. And they had the titles of all kinds of tunes. Like, they weren't just asking, "Come play fiddle music in my room." They were literally asking us for different fiddle tunes. So that's always kind of a nice.
That was a real treat for everybody there, I'm sure.
A nice memory.
And I'm sure Melvin had a big time.
Yeah.
Erynn,
Yeah.
I found the photo.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared to see
I
it.
just found the other day. Let's see if I can get it in there. Let's see. Sorry, this is.
Oh, it's got Scott in it. Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a nice memory. Yeah, Scott and I both learned a lot of tunes from it. And here's a funny story about that, because many of you know the wonderful fiddler Scott Prouty. But Melvin always called him Rowdy Prouty. And I always thought that was great. And Scott wasn't really very rowdy, but
It's sweet.
Wonderful fiddler, but that's what made it more charming. Rowdy Prouty.
That's good.
So yeah, and David Brager did a wonderful DVD of Scott. You'll want to check that out.
Really
there's some really nice tunes on that.
A
So
lot of great tunes.
yeah, check that out. We also have recordings on diddyville.com if anybody wants to check out some of those. And even Carl has a mandolin DVD where he teaches that West Muirs tune we played a little earlier.
Yeah,
and some other good tunes.
Yeah.
And while we're at it, we're teaching on Patreon these days and doing a bunch of online classes. And we try to keep the information on our Facebook pages and also on our website, diddyville.com.
Trying to keep the lawnmower working. It's about to be past the mowing time, but I'm happy I got the mower working again. So there we go. What do we feel like doing a walk?
He gets off on wonderful tangents.
It's just present
I'm going to
stuff.
save that for later.
Okay.
I would like to do a Clyde Davenport tune now.
Okay, cool.
We sort of discovered a tune of his that is really beautiful called Bert Anderson's tune.
That's a nice tune. Yeah.
And I actually do have a little. I can also mention friends. Howard Raines, Tricia Spencer. I know you all, many of them, know them, and he painted this picture of Clyde, which I love.
Swannanoa, I think, when he.
Yeah, we were all here at Swannanoa, and he gave a workshop, and I've also been lucky enough to visit him at his house a few times. And did you say he was going to be 100 or what?
100, I think.
Is that right? If he'd still been alive?
Yeah.
Yesterday was his 100th birthday.
Yesterday. Okay.
Wow. I mean, it's still his birthday. He's just not.
Yeah, so we need to play a
Definitely. Yeah. Good idea.
play a tune for Clyde. Why not?
Sure.
Let's see.
Okay.
Sorry. That's your first half of the tune. And Bart does this phrase 3 times.
Oh, sneaky.
Okay?
You're back for okay.
Yeah. Bum, bum.
Nice.
Okay. Here we go. Bert Anderson's tune. Back to the beginning. One more time. There we go. And
That's a pretty.
kudos to all of those of you that were trying to learn that tune for the first time, because it's always challenging if you haven't heard the tune before. But if you come back and revisit this video on YouTube, I think a lot of these tunes will be even easier the second time around if you hadn't
Sure.
played them before. And I think that's a lovely tune that
beautiful.
that is, you know,
It has a little bit of, Clive had some manuuvers there. He always had a little trick up his sleeve, I think.
yeah.
In the fiddle world.
Some people called him Clyde the Glide because he was
Yeah,
so
it was
smooth,
very smooth.
with his bowing.
He had 3 sleeves. Little known fact. I don't know where he kept that third sleeve. What's next there?
Let's
what you
see.
got?
Well, there's so many good
what's coming up in your-
choices.
in
Oh my
your,
goodness,
your
time has
cogitator?
already
I know, time
flown
goes
by.
faster than you expect. You got
Maybe we
Richard
should
McHugh
we
and
should do a
Mike
couple
Brown.
more maybe and wind it up.
Yeah. Well,
Let's
whatever you
see.
think.
Well, we've got a
little
little
time.
time.
Yeah.
That's right. We started at 8:30.
Yeah.
Let's do another well-known tune is another Fox Chase.
Tennessee Mountain Fox. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's right. That's a great one.
So it's three parts in the key of C. And maybe we should play it a few times and then have you play the mandolin because I love to hear you play the mandolin on
We'll
this
see.
tune.
I'll think about that. I'll ponder that for a minute.
He does some really great. And Carl actually showed me how to get the bark.
Well, there's a
on
bark in
this
there. Well, I don't
tune.
know if I remember how I showed it, but we get on the high strings. You bar that.
Yes, dear. I'm going to show them.
Body on.
Can you tell we're married? Fiddler, see
Get
that?
the A
You
to
can-
G. Yeah.
See that second finger you can get on both strings there?
That's it.
Yeah, so you can get that little bark in the tune there, okay, in the
Oh,
Fox
boy.
Chase. And
Look
it's
out.
kind of fun to go between that. Sometimes I'll throw in some little
flutters.
grace notes, but sometimes I'll go. And then you can get that barking sound if you want to.
And you can actually bark while you play if you like, if you
You
so
know,
desire.
I don't do a lot of sound effects and tunes. I don't always go for them, but I do love that sound effect in that
That's a good one.
tune.
That's a
And
good
I, of course, love the Canada Goose. You guys all know the Canada Goose,
Well,
don't
get
you?
your fiddle where they can see it there. They all do that one.
Just on the subject of sound effects.
Got to get your rosin just right there for that one on the peg head.
Okay, back to
Tennessee Mountain Fox
Tennessee
Chase.
Mountain Fox
Okay.
Chase.
All
No
right.
foxes were harmed in this tune.
Okay. Could be true.
Okay.
Your goose got your fiddle out too? Okay. Here we go.
grab the mandolin, try it. Why don't I play the guitar on that one?
Oh my goodness. Well, I hadn't played this in a while, so we could be in trouble
I have
here.
to borrow your pick, or do you have another pick?
I don't have another pick. Boy,
We're
she's
sharing.
asking for so many
we're
things.
slim on picks here. Actually, you know
Well, I
what?
don't
I
think
have
so.
150 picks.
I've got
but
two choices here. I don't know
We
if you like
just
either one of those.
moved, and I don't know
She
where.
declined the number one
Where they
Dunlop
are.
nylon, which is a good pick. She didn't want that one, folks. Say,
I'm just gonna break in quickly before people start dropping off. Say that not next week, but 2 weeks from now will be, or I guess it will be the second Friday of November. It will be WB Reed and Bonnie Zano from Seattle.
Woohoo!
One time, and I'll be sending out an announcement closer to that time. So hope to see y'all then. And thank you guys so much. It's so great. I'm so glad you did it all. Yeah, I don't get to play.
We can't hear everybody, but
Yeah.
we can feel that you're there,
Thanks,
and it really is nice to
Yeah.
share some music with our friends
We're
on
tickled to-
both
yeah.
coasts.
Tickled to have the Fizz jam. We have our
Yeah.
kombucha Fizz behind us.
Yeah,
so
we
we enjoyed
got-
that. They gave us our extra.
We got the
our boost.
gingerberry kombucha
Gingerberry
going right
kombucha
now.
Fizz, which is delicious.
Not only do we have both coasts, we have Australia and Japan represented.
Oh, fabulous!
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I think I saw Richard be good. Wonderful. Well,
Yeah, hello to all our friends
Hello.
all over.
How did everybody? So let's see a little bit more of the Tennessee Mountain Fox chasing. You had something else
Yeah.
you want to play? Maybe okay. We'll see if I can get a little bit of this.
And you can do a little faster than what we just did
Well,
there.
I don't know. I may have to go slower.
Da-ba-dum.
Depends on what kind of dogs you're talking about, how old they are. So here we go.
Oh, chase that fox. One more.
Oh well, they got chased somewhere around there.
Yeah.
That's a
By the
beautiful
way, a
thing.
shout out to our friend Heidi over there in California, who was just visiting
Yeah.
us
Oh, that's
here
right.
in Southwest Virginia, and that was a treat.
Sure.
And why don't we do a little Lookout Blues and then wind up with
Okay,
the
Lookout-
waltz,
okay,
Someone
Lookout
I
Blues, a little-
Love. So
okay.
a couple more C tunes.
Okay, or the violets or whatever. Okay, all right. This is a classic, yeah.
And of course, we learned this from James Bryan.
Sure.
And Lookout Blues is pretty
Mac Blaylock, I
close.
guess, went
It's
back to
from
that.
Mac Blaylock,
Yeah.
Alabama fiddler. And Lookout Mountains, not far from there.
True.
So there you go.
All true. Yeah, and James may add a little bit on the third part to it, possibly somewhere along the way.
There's only 2 parts.
Oh well.
I think you're thinking of Farewell.
Oh, I'm thinking of
Triumph.
Farewell Try. Yeah, sorry. Well, what can you do? When I think of James, I think of so many things.
He always makes every tune better.
Yes, this is
when
a great
he plays
tune.
it. Just
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm spoiling the fiddlers a little bit with the, but it's helpful to know that I'm playing the C chord. And then doing that low second finger across both the middle strings for that F chord and going back to that C chord. And then ending with your normal C chord here on the middle two strings. And of course, you don't have to play all those chords. You could simplify it. But that's what I'm
good.
doing
That's got
on
that
that B
sound.
part.
That's
So we
good.
do that really slow one more time, this
Okay.
B part.
Cool.
I know, it makes it this part. And that bowing helps too, that you can see me. Go back on the YouTube and watch that bowing, makes it a little easier. Okay, so let's do it nice and slow.
Okay.
B, D, 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 D. A part. that tune. It's
That's
beautiful.
the beauty. Yes.
And
Brings
if you
back a lot
wanna-
of memories for me.
I
for
bet.
sure.
A lot of people had the Lookout Blues record, but I had trouble getting a hold of that one. And James actually came up here and did some concerts with Carl. And anyways, Lookout Blues was not a tune I knew at the time. But he said, hey, will you play the harmonies on this tune? And I gulped, I'm like, okay. So he showed me the harmony. And then
Put you to work.
Carl played fiddle as well, because he plays everything, including the
Yeah,
fiddle.
that was
And he played a low harmony. So if you want to hear it, be kind on us, because I think we learned it just before the concert that same day. And
We
probably
twisted our arms, but it was fun with 3 fiddles.
it was
That
really
nice.
fun. Anyways, there's a little YouTube video floating out of
Somewhere out
around of Carl and James and I playing Lookout Blues. The harmonies are really nice too, so you can hear some of those. Yeah. So let's do Someone I Love. We've been
Okay.
going a little bit south, right? We West
Okay.
Virginia through Kentucky, and we're drifting down Alabama, and I think there's a
Mississippi.
lovely waltz from Mississippi,
Yeah, sure.
from Narmer and Smith,
Yeah.
called Someone I Love.
That's a
and
beauty, yeah.
here's a warning: it's not hard to play, but the B part has a couple extra bars. Okay, so there's a couple extra notes, and they might surprise you. You'll notice it's a little crooked in the B part, where it just hangs on a couple notes.
Okay. We'll get hung up somewhere.
Yeah,
I'll get hung up
we'll just
somewhere.
go straight into this one. It's not too hard.
That's a beauty.
It's a very beautiful waltz.
Okay. good on a harmonica.
Yeah, that would be good.
A C harp you might pick.
Well,
Okay,
thank you, everybody. And from Carl, myself.
My pleasure. Yes,
Erynn
treat.
Marshall?
Pick a few tunes in C, and if you hadn't played a lot in C, maybe this will inspire you to do a little more
Yeah,
C.
come on back and watch the video and yeah, pick up some of those tunes and play them at your jams.
Sure.
Uh-oh, what did I do? Oh, I spotlit you.
No. Oops, sorry, just a minute here,
Wait.
We can see you.
We see y'all.
That's spotlight.
Somebody's got a
That's
great
wrong
amount of
There's a lot of
cassette
cassettes.
tapes.
Where are they?
There's
Where are
probably
they?
some good music
We've
there.
lost you.
Nice little stereo. And yeah, so
So
there
good
we go.
to
There's
see you guys.
There they are.
Oh, there you are. Sorry, sorry.
Oh, hey.
Guys, it's really fun to have you. And
Don't forget the tip jar.
yeah, don't forget the tip jar. I've been posting it in the chat every few minutes.
Oh, well, that's awful nice. Well done.
Gotta-
Happy anniversary, you guys. This is wonderful.
Yeah, happy
Yeah.
anniversary.
Thank you, everybody. And
Thanks, everybody.
it was
Yeah.
really nice way to spend our night and your
Yeah.
midnight. So thank you for
Okay.
people tuning in elsewhere too,
Sure.
from far
Yes.
flung time zones.
Happy
Yeah.
Tuesday. How are you? Yes.